Hey guys! So, first of all, my comfort zone is currently somewhere in Europe, like somewhere. And I am in Africa right now. So, yeah. I'm just gonna embrace the awkwardness because I want to tell you a story. Um, I'm Sailor, by the way, but I'm also not really. That's not my real name. Most of you know that, but I want to tell you why I go by Sailor around here and sort of just the story behind it and where it came from. It sort of started when I was around 11. That's when I wrote my first song, and I posted it on YouTube and really didn't think much of it. I just kind of wrote music sometimes, and it was not very good. I was still very young, very um, young. I guess I needed to go through life a little bit more. A few years later, I had grown up a little bit, gone through life a little bit, and really had just written a whole lot more music. For me, it was a way of working through things and life. Um, and so I had a lot to share, but no clue how to do that. And so I actually got some help from someone in the music industry, na-die-Reen. I'm a very big fan, so it was an incredible experience and a big honor, and it was really cool. Among all the advice he gave me, one of the things was to start thinking of a name, and so I started thinking. And for some reason, I just had this picture in my mind of a sailor in his boat somewhere on the ocean. You know, some days the weather would be nice. He would feel the warm sun on his skin, rock around on his boat, and see the birds flying around. And at night, the skies would be open, and so he could watch the stars and listen to their stories. It would be great and cool. And then other times, the weather would be rough, and the waves would be crashing, and he would just be struggling to hold on to his things and sometimes even just fight to stay alive. Those days would come too. And just bear with me. And so he would also travel to all these places and meet all these new people and hear their stories and also live stories with them. And so all his way home, he would just be writing down his stories. And when he finally got there, he would anchor his boat, grab his guitar, and go and tell everything that he has lived and heard. Okay, that was a lot, but the point that I was getting to is this one. We've reached the point. That whole picture basically sums up the way I feel about my music, and I guess I've had to live through a couple of days to gather up some stories, and I think I'm ready to anchor my boat and to tell my stories. To be honest, it's frightening. Um, it's it's really scary, and I think the reason why I've been quiet for about a year, um, since I first started sharing things, is I think that fear has gotten a hold of me. It's really, really scary to put yourself out there like that, to just share what's on your mind like that, and to um, tell the stories that only you have heard, and not know how people would interpret them. Like, I'm not kidding, guys. Most of the time when I would post a video, I'd want to just throw my phone and hide away because it's scary. And I haven't even shared the most like vulnerable songs. Um, really, all the songs I've shared, I've written years ago, and like, yeah, I've got some honest songs, and I'm still working up the courage to share them, but I want to. I feel like it's time, and I feel like there's a lot of people that might be able to resonate with a lot of it. Yeah, it's frightening because although a lot of my stories are about other people and things that I've observed, all the rest are about myself and the stories that I've lived. And that kind of feels it kind of feels like tearing out a page of your diary and sending it to a complete stranger. Um, but yeah, it's fun. It's exhilarating, I guess. other people do this too, right? Otherwise, you would not have Louis Capaldi. I guess if other artists can do it, then I can too. And we would be robbed of some wonderful music if we didn't have people who did that. I really hope that some of these songs might find their way into a few people's hearts and hopefully mean something to you guys. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah, guys, there's a lot of stories to tell. I have about 20 something finished songs, stories that are ready to be told, and about close to 50 more drafts for songs and stories that I just still need to figure out how I want to tell them, but they're kind of there. So I'm excited. I cannot wait, and I hope that I will get to tell them all to you guys. Yeah, so stick around for more Sailor stories. Let me know. Thank you for listening to my story. If you're still here, you're a legend. Oh, and just as a closing note, I do know how to spell sailor. I know that it's with an I and not a Y. Funny story, my dad actually told me was like, Karla, that's not how we spell sailor. And I told him, Dad, actually, that is an artistic choice. So, there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.